going on? What's going on? Good morning, everybody. We got a lot to talk about today. Things been kind of crazy. So, I think we already seen Trump start talking about them tariffs yesterday. And I mean, we knew it was coming, but it sent the market up actually at first. But then we just took a nosedive down. So I'm gonna go over some of those things today and kind of just look at like where we're at with it. See if there's any opportunities I like to trade for today. I'm pretty sure some news just came out, so I'm gonna check that out first. I know data was dropping at like 8:30. Okay, I'm seeing here. See, Nvidia just got downgraded some. I see some comments about people are expecting a recession now, so we just keep an eye out for that. I mainly trade the strategy, but basically with that strategy, you basically focus on price action. But looking at this, I don't have the pre-market highlighted yet. You can see it's down here. When we jump down like this, though, like that, you gotta just wait till like those first 30 minutes, first 30-minute candle closes, and then you can just whatever you break above or below, that's when you decide to get in after that. But this is a huge drop. This is I don't know if I've seen a drop this big except for like COVID, and this was like this is like a 20-point drop from where we closed yesterday. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hold on, I'm about to just. But yeah, we did a whole like 20-point drop. Let me see. Y'all let me know if you have any questions. Put them down in the chat. I'll go over anything that y'all want to see. Give me 1 second. So yeah, so these tariffs, ideally, I feel like I know what Trump is thinking as far as, well, as best as you can. He business like he wants to have taxes only on people that make over 150,000, which ideally that would be cool and whatnot. But the thing about that though is like this whole transition period, we're trying to hit everybody with tariffs at the same time, and that's gonna make it more expensive for us. And people are already scared. I mean, the economy, they're saying it's strong. Like people are feeling it. I mean, you see the high prices. You see what's going on at the grocery store. Like everybody's feeling it. There's a lot of layoffs that are going on. And even though we had like our gold card, the whole gold card situation where people were paying $5 million just to get in, it's really still like the everyday people that are gonna to feel the effect of it. So just something I'm looking at. I just try to be aware of it, whatever political affiliation you have, whatever. It's just you still just trade the market. You can do what you got, do with what you have. So here we're gonna check out SPY here. So with SPY, we've been getting beat to the crab for like the last few weeks. Like you can see, like our highs right here was about up to about 613.23, and then it's just been straight getting destroyed, honestly. And then we had somewhat hope of a bounce when we hit these two areas of support. It was around 550, 552. So I'm gonna highlight that. We basically hit these two areas of support before. Oh, that's not the right thing. We hit these two areas of support right here. It was kind of like a double bottom, and then we start heading up a little bit. But even though we anticipated the tariffs and what he was going to talk about, I think it just came out a little bit worse than what people were expecting, and it just scared everybody, especially like the car industry. They already said they couldn't survive if, these tariffs happened because they pass so much of like their car parts back and forth across the border, especially like between Canada and America. So we're way below this line now. We broke that support. Our next support we'll be looking at, let me pull it up. In pre-market we're at 544. So we easily can go down to 540. That'll be the next support if we do stop there. After that, there's some gap fills down here. About 535. Let me turn my fair value gaps on. I have to do that. In case you don't know, fair value gaps, just think of them as like price move too fast, and so there are like gaps in where the buyers and sellers are at. Just think about it like that, honestly. There's no reason to kind of make it a little bit too complicated. Here we go. So yeah, we do have some fair value gaps. I have a bullish one right here, and some more down here. But I will say, like I was saying this yesterday, when we do break down so fast like this overnight, the biggest thing to look for is that the market open. I typically wait 15 minutes, but when it's something like this, I go ahead and wait like 30 minutes. I don't want to just jump in and just make the wrong trade, because we're still also getting orders in from people that didn't finish filling the orders from like last night. So a lot of times you get to see one big jump either up or down, and then that won't actually be the true direction. It'll usually be a fake out. And so at that point, that's when I kind of turn around. I let that 30-minute candle close, and then I like mark the high or the low, and then whatever it breaks above or below, that's where I go with. So just give you guys an example of that. Y'all see this okay? Alright, with my strat indicator, you can already kind of tell. I'm trying to do this. You can already kind of see it marks out certain highs and lows for you already. And so, what I'll look for, so I'll go down here to this low right there, mark that line out. There's already kind of a support. Then I'll go up to this high of this 30-minute candle. This is like we're imagining like what we're gonna do at open, right? And I'll go and mark this high out. So after this candle, a new candle's coming. So now I'm looking for, all right, are we gonna break down, which will turn this into a two candle, a two down, which is basically a directional candle. We're gonna go down, and then I'm gonna target the previous candle low. So that'll be my next target if we did that. Or vice versa, let's say we went up, we broke above this, and then I'll target the previous candle high. which is right here. And then if it breaks above that, we'll just keep going up. That'll be your next target, and so on. So that's pretty much it. What you use with that, it keeps it pretty simple, so you don't have to use 1,000 different indicators and like everything is convoluted. Me personally, I use this trading like with the strat, but I also add like the fair value gaps, so you can just kind of see where price might bounce to before heading down. Like you can kind of see right here, this bearish fair value gap, we bounced up into this zone, but quickly this tiny wick is basically like where price it like hit it really fast and it just bounced back. So you can see it hit like really quickly and it just bounced back down out of that. That just kind of keeps you aware of where these things are at. I also use some EMAs, which is I use the 9 and 20 day EMA to kind of just give me a better understanding of if we're still in a bullish trend or a bearish trend. And basically all you're doing this together, I just use these basic indicators to kind of just build up confluence. You basically want to make sure that you have things basically agreeing together. You basically put these indicators together and use like whatever knowledge you have to make a decision in what direction you're gonna go in. But now, since everything that happened last night, these 30-minute candles or even just like this bullishness is just invalidated altogether. So now I'm gonna go out on the day. I always like to start big and then work my way down. Let's see, I'm gonna go out to the weekly. Even though we were rebounding, we definitely still were in bearish territory. And like you can see on this indicator, we even tell you, like it'll say it's like a 3-2 bearish reversal. It'll tell you that like we're in a breakdown territory. The only thing that we're looking for now, the only way that would be like invalidated, which what the bulls were kind of hoping for, is if we continued up into this zone and then we broke above this yellow EMA, which is the 8, and then broke up to the 20, which that'll be like fully filling this bearish fair value gap, which is like it had a strong reason to reject, but we broke above that. That'll kind of invalidate the bearishness, but of course that didn't happen. So now we're down here in pre-market. You can go down probably to the bottom of this fair value gap, and there's a few more that's down here. But the other thing you kind of drawn, I also drew this channel that we've been in for a long time. This is on the weekly, by the way. I like to draw like trend lines or channels wherever I see them at. It also kind of helps give you an idea of like what type of pattern you're in. They don't have to be perfect. Like you don't have to be like spot on with everything, but to give you a good general idea. And as you work your way down, you know you can see more as far as like the specific price points you want to hit. So if we continue down with 543, I definitely was like 540 could be another price point, and then we get to the bottom of this channel, which would be around here. That's about 528, about 528. Because that's very much possible. That would be kind of, we would really be kind of low. Yeah, about 528 or even, what is it, about 525 down here is support. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mark this just so I can know. I like to like have visual representation. If it'll work, there we go. It just helps me, so when I go back, I can automatically see it and be like, all right, this is where we headed to. And another way you can kind of tell resistance and support, like where to mark at, you can really see, these all just kind of tell a story. You can really see where like you hit a certain point and it didn't break through all the way. It just kind of curled down. That's obviously your resistance level. This same thing over here hits this top of this trend line, breaks down. It's obviously another resistance level. So. So I'm gonna go look at Tesla. Good lord. Oh, this is Bitcoin. Let me see. I'll go over this real quick. Alright. Yeah, with Bitcoin. Let me see. I'm on a daily time frame right now. Alright, Bitcoin definitely. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Bitcoin, as institutions have been like buying it up, have you noticed that they move like lock and step with the S&P 500 now, especially like the first half of the day? Like go and check it out. Like see what's going on in SPY, like on SPY, and like the major like indices. Bitcoin moves exactly with them, like especially up until about like lunch, and that's just because even though I don't care what any institution will say, you got to watch their actions. They've been buying up Bitcoin and Ethereum like hand over fist, like under the table. Like just even look at like Jamie Dimon, the what's his name? Yeah, Jamie Dimon from Chase, that CEO. He was talking about like, oh, Bitcoin has no value, it doesn't do anything, all these different things, and Chase has their own crypto. They have their own internal crypto, and they've been buying up Bitcoin without saying anything. They've just been doing it on the low. So it's still, I definitely feel like we're gonna recover eventually, but just right now we're just riding the wave. What's going on? So yesterday we hit this 3, which is an outside day. That means we just broke above the high and the low of the previous day. Now we're in this one pattern, but you definitely see we're going down. This is on the daily. If we break below, what is this, 81, 188, that'll trigger the day down. An alert right there. If we break below 81.88, then we'll definitely be headed towards, like probably right at 80. It's 79, 899. I'm gonna go down to the 4 hour to kind of see it on a smaller time frame. Yeah, on the 4 hour we're already down. So yeah, we're gonna get ready to test this day low, this previous day low, in the support area. Market right here. 80K is a real strong support for Bitcoin. If you notice, it's not always gonna, when I say support, it doesn't mean it's gonna hit there just exactly, but it's definitely gonna hit there exactly, but it's gonna play around and consolidate around that area. So you can see this is all the way back in February. So we here, we kind of bounced off that support. We broke a little bit low, bounced back up. It just barely even touched this area again. It wicked off, bounced back up, same thing. So you see it at least like 5 other times where we touch this area of support. If 80K breaks, this is gonna be a little bit like we saw last time. We went down to 76K. Ultimately, you can see Bitcoin. We have some fair value gaps right here. They're bullish, but I could definitely see us going all the way down to like 74, even 70. And there's been some people that have called that, but you see on the weekly. On the weekly, we just started the crossover right here to 920 crossover. Yeah, the bottom of this fair value gap is around 74K. So yeah, 74K is definitely real. Not saying that would happen today, but unless this is like, I mean, it's not off the table because we know that the market can fake you out. But unless something changes, we definitely can be headed to 74K. I could definitely see it happening, depending on how bearish we get within the next couple weeks. If it gets real bad, it could really happen within a week. Give me 1 second, guys. Trying to pull something up. Let me show you guys another one. Another one I was looking at is Costco. I was mad about this one too. The thing is, I actually was in Costco yesterday and I was running some calls because even though Costco, you see they fell down right here, they triggered the week up like on a reversal, and then they were still going up, and so I was running. I was maybe I probably was up like probably like 600, and I was just like, all right, stuff's cool and everything. And honestly, like even though I knew about the tariffs, I had forgot like about him talking about them later on. And then anytime Trump speak, whether it's good or bad, like the market's gonna react. And so I didn't even like look at it, and then next time I know, I come back, check it after the market, and I'm like, dang, why I'm like down like $300, bro? And then I realized that's what it was. Because we were in this nice little reversal. We were gonna hit this bearish fair value gap, and there was a gap fill, but the way it was looking, like it wanted to turn around. And then the thing is, a lot of people shop at Costco, so you just gotta think about the psychology of that stock. A lot of people shop at Costco. It's not just that, but people tend to feel like they get deals at Costco, Sam's Club, wholesale. It's cheaper, so people are trying to save money, and so they tend to do well even in like recessions. So like Costco's, Dollar General, like those type of like anywhere someone can get a bargain or a discount, they're gonna look for that. But even that scared people. So we went from like 965, close at 965 to down to 930, 931. It's about 3-4%. So my call is kind of cooked, but we'll see. See some damage control. The market opens. Let me see if any more news came out. I know you checked my data. But yeah, that was like, it definitely turned my day like sad. I don't say sad, but just yesterday with the way I was up, and then how this stuff turned around, and then outside of that, my parlays didn't hit, man. But it's okay because we've been on a streak anyway. I know we're bouncing back, and it's just like Coach Next. It's been getting better and better. And for those of y'all that don't know, I built this system. I ended up calling it Coach Next. It's Coach Next, and y'all don't see that. Like bettors and traders, there is a community that's like just growing. They like do both, and it really kind of comes down to risk management. But I basically built this system that can identify like high probability like sports bets, and then it's also going to be doing trades as well. So I'm doing all that, but I want to make it personalized for each person. I mean, I'm making it personalized for each person. It's already in beta, but I'm gonna fully roll it out in my community soon. So if you're definitely interested in that, definitely hit the link in the bio. I have a free chat for sure, but also just the premium. The premium people are gonna get it first for sure, and just really to make you like a better trader, better. So you can just make smart decisions. Like you just don't get caught up in the noise and just, I'm about to put $5,000 on LeBron James because he's gonna drop 50 this night. Like you don't even know that. You need something that helps you along the way, gives you insight, and keeps you from making like the dumb mistakes along the way. And I mean, to be real, we like somebody to kind of be there in our ear to like, all right, like this is how you need to adjust and hold you accountable. And that's what Coach Next is. It's something that you can use to hold yourself accountable. It's definitely not financial advice. It's education, entertainment purposes. But it's definitely helped me improve my betting like tremendously. I would say I've definitely just been more consistent with it, with winning, and the losses aren't nearly the same losses because I also focus on like bankroll management. But here we are on Costco. So yeah, Costco broke below the low, like 930, 934. course, Costco, I feel like they're gonna go and test 925. They'll go test course 930, then go to 925. So that's gonna be a pretty easy move for them. If we break below like 920, that's gonna be here. I might have to turn on the extended hours so we can see. We open by 15 minutes, so I'm gonna go to a 30-minute candle. This is the one we'll see. So right now, the low of this candle is about no, looks like that's hard to see. I'm gonna turn this off. Can y'all see that okay? So yeah, the low of this candle is about like right here, and I would mark out the high, but it's going to keep going. I mean, of course, it's like open at 9 o'clock, so we're about halfway through. So when 9:30 hits, I'm looking at this one, but also I'm just like kind of the first few minutes play out, and then see what's going on after that. We break above that, and of course we target the next high. And that's pretty much what we're gonna do with that. It's gonna be pretty simple. You're just gonna be watching and see what the market wants to do, because I'm not gonna mark this high out. I mean, you can do it as a visual, but you get up here and everything. You break above here. This is like 935, and then really we get above where this 20 EMA is. This is like up at 937. We'll really get to see or starting to invalidate some bearishness, and then see if it really wants to return to like some of these previous highs from before. So we'll just wait and see. There's no rush on this. That's the biggest thing I've learned in trading. Like, I've been trading for about 6 years, and I'll say in the first 2 years, I definitely lost probably around like 10,000. Just like, I was doing good. It was crazy because I was doing well, and then like not knowing anything. Like, I was doing well, and then there was like times I was like blowing an account, and it sucked. Of course, I'm talking about over the span of the 2 years, I lost 10,000 probably. It sucked, of course, but I ended up like learning. A lot of this comes down to discipline. Like, I feel like that's like with everything in life. It really comes down to discipline. Are you having discipline? Like, you know, when you going to sleep, are you looking at the charts? Are you studying them? And for me, when I was like, all right, I'm gonna take this serious, I put like chart pictures on my phone of like the different candlestick types, not just the patterns, but just the candlestick types, like to understand like, all right, what's a wick? What's the body of the candle? What happens? And then if you also end up really taking it serious, you notice that each stock has its own pattern of how it trades. And the thing is, you don't have to trade a million different stocks to be profitable. Like for me, I probably trade the same, depending on how I'm feeling, but a lot of times I trade the same 3 stocks. Maybe like SPY, Tesla, QQQ. And like I kind of rotate that with like maybe 1 or 2 others. And you really can bang just off trading those once you learn how they move and just learn what behaviors they have. Like with Tesla is a stock that is gonna, whenever a move is gonna do early on, it's gonna rip hard and fast. Like, it's gonna do that hard and fast, probably like that good first 15 minutes, and then it's probably gonna turn around, or just like, it's either gonna turn around or the volatility is gonna die down probably around 10:30, 10:45, and it's not gonna move as volatile as it usually does until probably about the evening time. But like those first 15 minutes, you can always see it. It's like, even right here, like this first 30 minutes is ripping crazy, and then you see, they had a really good day the other day. It was about like 12 o'clock. Then it's just consolidation. Then you don't really have another big move till later on. And this whole another day, it was Wednesday, huge move in the beginning. Everything after that moves a little bit, then kind of slows down. It's not as dramatic. But Tesla's been a beast. I've definitely learned, like, you can, at least right now in this market, you cannot swing Tesla overnight. Like, if you're doing short-term options, You shouldn't like be trying to swing that thing overnight like that. Like you get in, get out that day, and just be done with it because stuff like this happens. Like you could be riding it up. We went up to 282 or even above that. We would like 290, 292, and then we turn around and something happens the next day. And the thing is, Elon don't shut up. So it's even when Tesla's supposed to be going up, it's not. Just because it'll go up for a second, and then he spends all day on Twitter like posting some dumb junk, and it's like, bro, just focus on the company because they have competitors. Which, granted, they're moving a lot faster than some of their competitors. But if you've heard of BYD, which is like China's baby, as far as EVs, BYD has been like stepping up, and they've it was about like a couple quarters ago they had surpassed Tesla as far as like revenue and as far as some of the sales. And when we really were having some of the trade war stuff going on, Tesla was really getting impacted by that from China. And it didn't help that, of course, Elon was talking mess along the way. And then he just, you piss off the right people, your company's going to take the effect of it. And this is nothing new. We've seen this from Elon before, but it hates that like the investors have to deal with that. But you can see right here, it almost looks like, I'm not really say a double top, but around the same area, it's almost like a double top because we hit right here. Hit these areas. It's not a true double top, but you see this same area of resistance that we hit at around like 290. If we could break above 290 and hit 300, this Tesla would be like full reverse mode. But we're right here, which on the 4 hour, we trigger the day down, or no, we trigger the 4 hour down. This is in pre-market, and so I'll look for our next low to be. So we're at 264, so we'll mark out, we're going to look at 260. Maybe 260 will be the next target for Tesla. And then it's about 256 after that. It's already marked out on my chart from my indicator. It's about 256.51. That's if we continue down. So about right there. After that, it'd be 250. So it's about $5 moves. You kind of see. The thing about these $5 moves, they can happen pretty dang quick with Tesla. So you definitely gotta keep your head on the swivel. Because Tesla, when you look at their ATR, the ATR is like the average true range. It's basically how much they move within a day typically. I'm pulling this up on my other chart so you guys can't really see that. Yeah, I use different charting I use a whole other chart like on Webull just to kind of like separate some of the indicators I use. Just because it's all just to tell a different story. Like I use like my volume profile on there. So yeah, I'm gonna see on the daily. The Tesla on the daily is about, the ATR is about $18.50 or about $18.50. So I usually kind of estimate about 80% of that move actually happens in our direction. So let's say roughly, let's guesstimate, let's just use like 15, right? So let's say it's gonna move about $15 throughout the day. Here we go. So that $15, that could be from you coming from like 263. We could be going all the way down to, let's say, roughly 250-ish, or even a little bit below that. Or we could be riding back up towards like 280. I would say since we're having this day that's so much indicative on data and also just what's happening in, of course, politics, that $15, $18 move would definitely be $20+ So definitely don't be surprised by that. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pause real quick. I need to go get some water. I'll be right back. Go over some more things, and then feel free to tell me if y'all have anything y'all want me to look over. And I'm about to do some live trading. Once we open up, we got a few minutes before that. All right, I'll be right back, guys.